So today we're gonna cook a soulful meal. I'm a college student, so this is a quick recipe on how to make soulful while you're in college if you have a kitchen available. So first we're gonna just start with washing our greens. These are collard greens cut up, and you're gonna wash them in your sink. Now make sure your sink is clean before you start cleaning these. So you're gonna start with some running water and stop your sink and add some salt to just try to like clean off everything in the greens. And then after that, you're gonna also add in some lemon juice to really help sanitize and clean your greens. And continue to let that water run, and then try to move everything around. And you're gonna like fill the sink up with water. So we're gonna be making collard greens, mac and cheese, and ribs. This was my first time making ribs. And I've been practicing my collard greens and mac and cheese, so you'll see how I do. Okay, so you're gonna let that soak in the sink, and you're gonna get to your ribs because this takes the longest to cook in the oven. So you're gonna first start that base with some mustard, and then we're gonna add a dry rub later. And these are gonna go in the oven at 350 for an hour and a half. So each rack, you're gonna start off with the mustard, and make sure you rub in the mustard front and back on the ribs. These are beef ribs, by the way, because I don't eat pork. I love ribs, but not a lot of places make beef ribs, surprisingly. So after that, you're gonna start with your seasoning. I'm a little heavy-handed with this because this is the dry rub. And I tend to add more seasonings on top. So this is just actually a dry rub from Weber. It's for beef, chicken, and turkey. And then I'm gonna also come in with some paprika. Now, I will say I was a little maybe too heavy-handed with the seasonings, but I definitely season it to your taste. If you know you like lightly seasoned things, then lightly season it. And then you're gonna go in with some pepper. Same way, I'm just doing the front first, and then I'm gonna flip them and season the other side. And as I was showing, you're gonna flip it and rub it in so you create that dry rub. So you're gonna take your foil sheets and then wrap each individual rack, and make sure both sides are completely covered. If you didn't have sheets of foil big enough, this is what I'm doing right now. So after you finish wrapping your racks, you're gonna place that in the oven again at 350 for an hour and a half. So after that, we're gonna go ahead and start cooking our collard greens because that's gonna take the second longest amount of time. Now to add that flavor, you're gonna want a turkey neck of some sort. It doesn't have to be a turkey neck, but it adds flavor, it adds smokiness. And then we're gonna get into the seasoning. So the water cooks down. I had a lot of collard greens, so I was adding more and more collard greens because my pot wasn't that big. Yes, I know that looks like a lot of seasoning, but I was adding more and more greens into the pot as it cooked down. So I was trying to make them out for how many collard greens I had. So I went in with garlic powder, some black pepper. And again, I'm still experimenting with my collard greens on what flavor I like the best. So, and a little bit of Lawry's. I love Lawry's. That's like the base for seasoning instead of salt for me. I just added all those seasonings. That secret ingredient actually is a little bit of sugar. It's gonna help break down some of the spice level if it's a little too much, but it also helps with breaking down the collard greens leaves themselves. As you can see, this is the collard greens cooked down after a while. So we're gonna go ahead and make the macaroni and cheese. It's in a pan because I just needed a bigger bowl to put all the noodles in. I went ahead and already boiled a pot of noodles. So that's what you're gonna have to do. So I poured it in this big pan just to show, and I went and lightly seasoned my noodles. I don't like to go too heavy, even though I am heavy-handed when it comes to seasoning. And make sure you also put some butter in your noodles. Now this is me just mixing in all the different cheeses I had. You can choose what cheese you like depending on what your favorite taste of cheese is, and then also add a splash of milk as well. Definitely helps. There are different ways to do the macaroni and cheese. You can add an egg, or you can do heavy whipping cream. I've tried a lot of different ways, and personally I like the one sometimes with the egg on some days. Today I just wasn't feeling like adding the egg. And you just give it a good mix, and then you're gonna go ahead and add it into a baking pan and put it in that oven as well with the ribs. So we're gonna go and make our sauce for the ribs, because I like a saucy rib. I'm not a dry rib person. So I got a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's, and you're gonna pour about almost that whole bottle into a container. The more sauce the better. And then for a little sweet heat, that's what the whole dish is about. We're gonna add some hot sauce. Any type of hot sauce you like is perfectly fine. Now you're gonna take the rib out the oven. It's probably been in the oven for almost about 45 to an hour. So then you're gonna just take them out and try to cover it as much as you can in the sauce. Again, I'm very heavy-handed. And so you're gonna wrap them back up, and you check on the mac and cheese and see the ribs starts getting a sticky sauce on it as it's been covered. I keep it slightly more open this time, just so the heat can really get in there, because I want it more sticky than saucy wet. And then just leave that in there for 30 more minutes, and then take everything out, and voila, you have your cooked collard greens, your mac and cheese, and your ribs. And here's my plate.